All right, guys, this morning I'm going to talk about bearing present difficulties. There are obvious differences between man and animal, and philosophers for centuries, for millenniums, have been debating and talking about the differences between man and animal. One of them is that man can contemplate his existence, and he can make decisions for himself. He can think about eternity and the hereafter, and he can weigh things in the balance and decide what's better for him between two options. An animal can't do that. They're simply instinctual. It might appear that they make decisions, but it only goes so far. It only goes so far, and they can't ever sit back and take pride in what they've done. Now I know that we oftentimes will post pictures of lions or some kind of an animal that looks proud, an eagle or something, that looks proud. And we say this is a look of pride or courage or tenacity or whatever it might be. And so we try to identify with certain animals, but the truth is we're on we're on a higher plane than they are. Some people don't want to hear that because well, this is because of the way they think. But the truth is, we're distinctly created by God to be able to do the very things that we do make us very different from animals. And so one of the things is bearing present difficulties and thinking about them and what they mean to us. Now, by no means do I want to convey that any of this is pleasant or fun. None of it will be. Long after I get done talking about this video, regardless of what you think of it, you won't walk away thinking, "Well, I can't wait for the next hard time to hit me." It's not going to be like that. But I want to cast some perspective on it, which is when when the difficulties come around, we have to be honest. Things aren't always difficult, but it does seem like a lot of times there are more difficult times than there are good ones, right? It really depends on what you're going through. These things come and go in a cycle. I mean, but we have to acknowledge that. Enjoy the good times while you have them, knowing that circumstances will arise, and then we'll go through another lull where things will be challenging us and casting a pall upon our walk in life. And so, that's just something you have to learn to expect. And if you focus too much on one or the other, you're going to be completely miserable. But getting back to my main subject here is that we are very different than animals. We have the ability to take a problem that we're dealing with and think about it, ponder it, and decide for ourselves what we are willing to do with it. You know, and when you grasp this, it makes you understand what kind of control or autonomy you have over it. Now, I'll freely admit, in a lot of cases, we don't have control over things, and sometimes we have to just deal with what we've been given, but not all the time. We are the ones who create an atmosphere and an environment in our own heads by changing the way we think about things. When something intrudes upon your day and imposes itself upon your life, and you don't like it, it's very hard to overcome. It's very perplexing. It's very undesirable. Let's put it that way. Um, you have an opportunity to think it over and ask yourself things like, why is this happening? What does it have to teach me? Am I doing something about this that will help me to overcome it? Should I keep doing the same thing I've been doing? Is that working? Or do I need to change lanes? Um, you've got to consider all these things, and you have to ask yourself, am I part of the problem? Is there anything I can do about this? Where is this going to go? Especially if I keep doing what I'm doing. What do I need to do to make this work to my advantage? You see, animals can't do any of that. So when you understand that, you begin to grasp what a gift God has given you. You know, this ability to make decisions, to think things over. Like I said, none of what I'm saying will make you feel better about your duress. None of these things will make you feel great about it from here on out. This is not a solution to a problem. This is just taking time to reflect about where we are, what we have, and not losing sight of what we've been given. I really believe that. So when you're going through something, understand that as hard as it might be, you will get through it. You may not come up with a solid answer that you're going to be happy with, but you are going to have to make decisions, and you are going to have to ask yourself a lot of questions. And that's why I think it's very important for a person to learn how to talk to themselves. Believe it or not, we can watch a lot of videos on how to talk to other people, right? How to cultivate relationships. But there's a relationship with yourself that you really need to nurture. And it's absolutely essential for you to learn how to talk to yourself. There's a book I read years ago written by Shad Helmstetter called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And I thought it was going to be a really hokey book when I picked it up. And I was looking at the bookstore. I think I picked it up because I thought it looked ridiculous. And I leafed through it and I thought, I don't know, it might be kind of interesting. But I was fascinated as I read through it, and it was a game changer for me. I'll try to put a link down below so that you can avail yourself of that if you like, but I highly recommend it. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I believe that's what it's called. But I'll put a link down there for you. But it's very important for you to learn how to talk to yourself. You need to learn how to ask yourself those very questions that I've gone over so that you can begin to process it. And I think in the end, what an individual really needs to focus on is, how can I make this work to my advantage? In some cases, you may not be able to. And it comes down to what I've echoed a lot in my other videos, coming down to acceptance. But you get to choose how that all plays out in your own mind. You may not be able to control the circumstances and the external outcome, but you can make a difference to yourself. And like I said, a lot of it goes back to how you talk to yourself. So that's mainly what I wanted to convey today. It's just for me, it was just a real short thought that blazed through my mind this morning as I was getting ready, and I thought, well, I'll talk to you guys about it and see what you say. Now, if you want to know what I have in my beard today, over the last week I've been using Scotch Porter a lot. I like to rotate more often than what I have been, but when I get on Scotch Porter, I tend to use it more often. Like I've gone for a whole week using the same product, is which is saying a lot, really, because my beard loves Scotch Porter. So I got in the shower this morning, and about once or twice a week I'll wash my beard. I'd use their beard wash, and then I applied their beard conditioner, let it sit in my beard 3 to 5 minutes, and make sure I worked it all the way to the tips of the hair. And then I got out, combed my beard out, fluffed it up, let it dry on its own, and then I applied their beard serum, which is beard oil. And all of this smells amazing. I just can't, it's hard for me to describe scents, really. I really struggle with that. But at the same time, I can tell you undeniably that this is some of the nicest smelling stuff in my beard ever. And then after I got done putting beard oil in, I applied their beard balm. And so it manages my beard rather well. It kind of looks like I styled my beard or used a blow dryer on it, but I did not. Actually, I did not. So I'm really happy with their products. I'll put a link down below. If you use my code BoswellGreg, I think it's BoswellGreg10, you can save $10 on orders of $35 or more. So check them out. See if it's for you. It may not be, but if it makes sense to you, at least you'll have some kind of way to save some money on that, and that's going to help you a lot. So there you go. Guys, I hope you liked this. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up button. It helps me out a lot. If you haven't subscribed, do so and check out all my other content. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it. You probably know someone that does, or maybe you can put it on your favorites list, your liked videos, and you can go back and watch it again. So I do appreciate your time. I always enjoy the fact that some of you communicate with me and tell me how much you've enjoyed it, and that means a lot to me. Really does mean a lot to me. It's important for me to know that I'm reaching you guys, and it's touching your lives in some way. So once again, thank you. Consider donating to this channel if you so desire, but you don't have to. I'll put a link for that down below also. All right, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Happy Monday morning. I hope the rest of your week goes well. Hopefully, I can get some content out there before the end of the week again. So I've enjoyed it. I'll catch you again. Bye-bye.